Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Y'all know I can't see everybody because I'm like too scared to press buttons. I don't know what they do when we start this thing. So, oh yeah, thank you. Baxter just reminded me to speak a bit slower. So if I start going pretty quickly, y'all let me know. We'll wait a few more moments. All right, I think we can go ahead and start calling this meeting to order at 6:03 p.m. First, I think we'll have our interpreters start just to explain how the interpretation works, and then we'll get going.
Hola a todos. El día de hoy contamos con interpretación por Zoom. Si se está uniendo por su computadora, a la parte inferior de su pantalla va a haber un icono de un mundo. Le podrá hacer un clic ahí, le dará un menú y le va a demostrar inglés o español. Seleccione español y asegúrese que seleccione Done o finalizar. Si se está uniendo por su celular, no va a haber un globo de un icono. Va a haber 3 puntitos que dice More o más. Le va a llevar a un menú de Language Interpretation o interpretación. Seleccione español y seleccione Done. Y un recordatorio a todos los participantes que por favor hablen despacio y lento cerca a su micrófono para facilitar la interpretación. Si algún momento tienen un problema técnico, por favor escríbanlo en el chat y que tengan un buen evento. Hello everyone, today we have interpretation. If you are joining from your computer, there is Zoom, we're using the Zoom interpretation function. You will see a globe icon at the bottom of your screen. There you will click and it will take you to a menu language interpretation. Select English and make sure you click Done. If you're joining from your cell phone, you will not see a globe icon. You will see 3 dots that say More. And again, language interpretation, English, and make sure you click Done. A reminder to all the speakers for today, please make sure that you're speaking slow, clear, and close to your microphone to facilitate the interpretation. And yes, have a great meeting and event. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome everybody. Thanks for coming. I'm going to read our agenda because that way it can get interpreted. We have the approval of the agenda, approval of previous meeting minutes, financial report, approval of financial report as read, principal's report, the school supply drive update, committee reports, ideas, technology questions and answers, breakout session, and announcements. Can I get an approval of the agenda?
Yes, I approve. I don't know.
Great. Yay. Thank you. The meeting minutes were approved online. Y'all can check that out if you do. And we can move to our financial report. Uh-oh. There we go.
So we recently, here's the financial report for the month of December. Again, the most money we get every month comes in from the sustainers. So we really appreciate all the parents and members of the community who have signed on for the sustainers. And a few money comes in from community building and some of the merchandise. We have still been supporting a lot of projects from teachers and the sustainers from projects. That's kind of like what is there. If you want to say anything else about changing anything, Austin.
I'll just say that I think we're going to touch on it a little bit further into the meeting. So we
Okay.
don't need to get into the numbers so much right now, but Natalia and I spent a good amount of time yesterday going through, and now that we know that we're staying virtual and that no in-person things are not at all going to be happening, and we know a little bit more about what we're spending money on, we rearranged the money in a way that we put a lot more in the classroom startup funds, community building, and diversity and inclusion. And we'll get more into that later. But for right now, yeah, let us know if you have any questions. If not, I motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Thanks. Principals report.
Great, thank you, Austin. Well, welcome back, everybody. It's great to see you. I just wanted to take a minute just to touch base and kind of give you guys a little bit of an update. Austin just talked a little bit about the board decision, and the board has decided to keep us virtual through the end of the school year. And I believe some of that decision was based off of not wanting, at the end of the third quarter, students to possibly have to switch teachers. So that continuity is important for our students to be able to keep their same teacher. So I was pleased with the board's decision, even though it's, I know there's families that want to come back, and I know there's families that want to stay virtual. I just think that safety's always got to be the first and foremost thing in our minds. And I think they made a good decision, but at the same time, we will respond to whatever decision they make. What does this mean now? We're going to keep doing what we do. Our classroom teachers are doing such an amazing job. There's a lot of learning going on, but we do have a group of students that we're not connecting with as well as we would like. We've got lots of different things in place to try to make that happen. But we also are working on plans for when we do return in person. If you watch the board meeting, there's some possibilities that students could return some this year, and that could be ESL or EC, and that was a conversation our board was having. So we've been asked to kind of come up with plans of what would that look like in our building? How would we support students if we were able to return this school year in a very small number, but also coming up with what's a plan for possibly summertime instruction for students. So there's a lot of thinking ahead, trying to figure out what's the best case scenario. And of course, this is such a fluid situation. It changes daily, it feels like, and we have to pivot. But just wanted to share with you guys that we have plans in place. We're working on creating those plans for what ifs. And if the board decides to go in a different direction, or if we are able to come back in the summertime or do something, that we will be ready at Southwest with a solid plan to help our children. So just wanted to kind of speak on that. The curriculum night, I need some feedback from parents, not directly right now, but email, Facebook, whatever. Just give me some feedback on what's the best way to communicate. I have started sending out my snapshot. I've changed it a little bit this year, and I'm emailing that to everybody. Of course, PTA does a great job of posting it. So do we, it goes in different places, but I still don't know that I have great communication with all families. So if you can kind of give me some feedback and try to ask around to see if people are getting our messages, that would be helpful. In the snapshot, if you read that snapshot, you saw that we had a save the date for curriculum. We need to do a curriculum distribution for third quarter. And we had a faculty meeting today where we talked to the staff, and we're preparing for that on Wednesday, the 20th. And that will be coming out in a flyer to all families. So just stay tuned for more information. You know, the biggest thing is, you know, I kept my Christmas tree up. I don't know if y'all can see it back there. I sat here on purpose, and, you know, one of my teachers asked me, like, do you still have your tree up? And, you know, in my house, we decided we usually take it down 2 weeks earlier. And we just decided, you know what? We need something extra, you know, in this difficult time. So we decided to keep it up. So that's why it's up in the background. But what I need from you guys, and PTA does such a great job supporting our families, but just really take a step back and check on people, see how other people are doing. You know, we're all having a hard time right now. And I think at Southwest, I think we're doing really well considering. I'm so proud of my teachers. I'm proud of the students, and I'm proud of the parents that are connected because it's not easy, but I think it is working as well as it can be. So just try to reach out and check on somebody. And I think you'd be amazed at how much that helps you also. Tori and I did, I'm sorry, Ms. Flores and I did check-ins with each staff member, where the two of us met with one staff member for 5 to 15 minutes. And we just wanted to get a pulse of how the staff was doing. And we're not quite done yet. It's a very time consuming. We got 2 more weeks and we'll get everybody, all 95 people. But it's just been really reassuring, refreshing, and helpful to reconnect, because this isn't as good of a connection as we would like as if we were in person. So try to reconnect with people. And as always, if you need anything, don't hesitate to let us know. Thank you, Austin.
Thank you. Yeah, we would also like that feedback, and that, you know, just to make sure that we're reaching people. I think that is, I do think it's been greatly improved this year, but I, you know, there's always room for improvement. And so we'd like that information too. So we'll do our best to kind of ask around. Okay. Anne, do you want to talk about this, the supply drive?
Yeah, I can do that. So the supply drive was a huge success. So thank you so much to everybody who contributed. Our goal was to have enough for 200 students. And you can see we really went a long way to get to our goal. Some of the things we have more than enough, and some things we still have a little bit more to buy. We received, in addition to all of the purchases of the supplies, we also received $88.25 in cash donations, which is awesome, which we can use to purchase some more supplies. To get everything that is left on the list is about $560. I think buying in bulk will be able to reduce that price a little bit from like a budgetary standpoint, but does the PTA want to fund the rest of that to get to our goal? Do we want to see if we need more, if this is enough for the students in need? Like, how do we want to tackle that is one question that I have.
I think that is a great question, because I do think we have the money to fund it for sure. I think the question is how much is truly needed, because we were just guessing here. We know that that Lakemore, that community, we're going to send a bunch of stuff over there with the group of teachers who are doing material distribution in that neighborhood. And that, I think we decided on, there was some email exchange, but somewhere between 60 and 80 students are in that neighborhood. So a lot of the supplies will go there. I'm not sure. I do think a lot of this stuff is stuff that can be used again next year. And so if we went ahead and purchased, we could just store it. Maybe, I don't want to offer up Simone's office, but that might be an idea. I mean, the building isn't being used, so I don't know. I'm kind of in favor of just getting it and having it there for people as they need it.
I love that idea.
Anybody
So I
else?
can,
Yeah, we can actually store things at the school for PTA. I think that there's definitely a lot of space that we'd be able to do that while the students aren't in the building.
great. So I can take care of kind of trying to get the most bang for our buck there and get it up to the 200 student goal. And then we can take it from there. If you want to donate and you have a Prime account with Amazon, tonight is the last day to place Prime orders so that we can get everything in time to have it distributed with the curriculum distribution next Wednesday. The link, I think Ebony just dropped that in the chat, but you can also see it on the screen. If you want to just donate some cash and let the PTA shop for you, you can find the donation links for that on our website, which is swepta.com. We're planning to have PTA volunteers to hand out these supplies at the same times that the teachers will be handing out the curriculum distributions. So I think having 1 to 2 volunteers per time slot would be ideal. If Ebony, could you put my email address in the chat and people can just email me if they're interested in volunteering? Please shoot me an email because we need some hands on deck for that. Just one more question for kind of logistics of it all. Are we wanting to pre-bag everything into kits, or are we going to be doing it more a la carte? My feeling is that for Lakemore, we should just put bags together for each student that's going there, and then maybe do an a la carte for the one that's going through the drive-through at the school.
I like that idea. Do you think we could maybe get a sign up genius for, would that be easy for people
Yeah.
who want to pre-bag? Because that takes a second.
Honestly, though, I have all the stuff at my house and
Okay.
I can handle pre-bagging, but we can definitely do a sign up genius for volunteer slots for the school.
Don't you remember pre-bagging though? It took us like 2 hours to do like 50.
I
I'll
do,
come
but
over. We'll figure it out. We'll wear masks. It's fine.
Yeah.
So maybe if we could, do you want to make the sign up genius, or we want to find somebody else? Anybody want to volunteer to make a sign up genius for the volunteer slots for
Somebody wants to
distribution?
volunteer, that would be awesome. If not, then I can take care of it.
And no pressure to speak up now. Just let us know. Let Anne know.
I can do it. This is Liz.
Oh yeah,
Thank
Liz,
you.
nailed that sign up genius last time.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you're on this call. Thank you.
Hi, this is Erica. This is my first call. Hello.
Hi.
Just a quick question. Do we receive minutes like after the meetings, just so I can kind of keep up with all of this? I know there are a lot of things popping up in the chat. Do I need to like be taking notes, or do we get notes after the meeting?
So the official minutes are very, very basic, like bare bones. It's like a legal document. And so the recommendation is to not actually put too much of the discussion that's happening. So if there is I'm taking notes. If you have a question, you can always follow up with me afterwards. If you didn't jot it down, I'm happy to kind of go through and share those notes. But the minutes that are published on our member hub site are really pared down.
Erica, though, one thing to know is that we have a YouTube channel, and so we post all the recordings. So if there's one section you just want to review, you can always look at it that way. And I'm sure somebody who is better at this than I am can put that YouTube channel in the chat. So cool. Okay, I feel good about this. Moving on. Okay, committees. Is anybody from advocacy here? Y'all know if this is your first time in a meeting with me, I don't understand technology and I'm so sorry, but I don't press a lot of buttons once I get here. So I can't see everybody right now. So just speak up if anybody is here on behalf of advocacy.
Yeah, this is Demetrius Porter. And sorry, you may hear my son in the background. Apologize in advance. So the Advocacy Committee, we are focusing on Disability and Awareness Inclusion Week or month, trying to determine what that looks like. And Natalia has been very instrumental in kind of partnering with that committee and trying to, so that we can begin to get some inroads here at Southwest. So the goal is for hopefully all schools to have one of these committees that will kind of implement a Disability and Awareness Inclusion Week or month all across DPS. So we are very grateful that we're starting that. So we had a meeting right before Christmas, and Forest View kind of spoke to us about their plans and things that they had done to get started in this area. They've done a lot of great things around it and have a lot of templates and toolkits that I think we could utilize. Obviously, our barrier now is the virtual space in which we are in. So we're continuing, we're beginning, we're in the infancy stages of that, trying to work to see what that will look like. Mr. Ratoski and Ms. Flores need your partnership, and asking for your partnership there. And we're going to hopefully meet with one of the counselors. I think, Natalia, you're going to try to get us together and begin to talk about a real structured plan for that program. Also, and I see you guys have it on the slide here, I had reached out to the EC teachers to see what types of supplies they needed, if we were going to be virtual or if we were going to be in person, and had them to prioritize what those items were, the costing that out. And so that whole team kind of contributed to this list of items that were needed, and the PTA just approved that fund, and you see the total there, almost $1,500. So thank you, PTA, for approving that for the EC students. And finally, I guess the last thing that's kind of pending that begun to work on is one of the teachers had asked that we begin to maybe do a small survey of parents to see who might be interested in helping us with some of this work around the Disability and Awareness and Inclusion Month, because obviously those parents would, it takes people to kind of get all this stuff done, and we need some hands on deck to kind of push it and create things. And so I'm thanking Liz Goad and Caitlin and Natalia in advance, and I solicited 2 more moms. I think I saw a couple on here. I saw Jessica and maybe someone else may be on here. I'm kind of like Austin, not very great with technology here, but I tried to scroll through to see who was there. So thank you in advance for your participation and support. We will be meeting again on the 25th of this month to flesh out some things a little bit more. But thus far, we are off. I think we're in a good place and beginning some good projects, and stay tuned, more to come.
Sumitris, if you want me to include that meeting in the scoop and put it on the PTA calendar, if you can just send me the details of that via email, and then I'll make sure that I include it to advertise for more people to come.
Okay, perfect. Will do.
Awesome.
And also, one thing that Natalia and I were talking about when we were shuffling funds around was the possibility of having, well, we'd like to do both of these things. We would like to have the teachers have another opportunity to get a startup reimbursement like they do at the beginning of the year for $75. But also we were wondering about, I think we could maybe also fund this $1,200 leftover from what the EC teachers want. Now, what we have found this year is that not many people like physically participating, but they like virtually on their own time purchasing things or sending money or dropping off donations. And so we had put the idea of a fundraiser just as honestly more community building, but just so you know, we're playing around with the idea of hopefully being able to provide some more money to the teachers for their virtual classrooms, as well as cover the EC teachers stuff. All right. Alas, is Carla here? All right, we're going to come back to that, or maybe not. Anything from the audit committee?
Hi, Austin.
Hey.
Hey. Yeah, I don't know if there's too much to report on the audit committee. I've been working with Natalia to do audits monthly, so I think we're up through October, maybe November. So yeah, not too much to say there.
I feel like that's a good thing if we don't have too much to say on the
Exactly.
audit committee. So
going smoothly.
Great. Thanks, Brenda. Nominating committee. So for the nominating committee, you have 2 people from the board, which I think is Ebony and Natalia. Okay. And we need at least one more person who is a PTA member, but not on the board. And essentially just trying to find people who want to serve on the board next year. And each year the PTA can look different than the last. And so it hopefully won't be too scary. It is a hefty amount of work, but you know, you can do with it what you want. So we would love if anybody wants to step up to that. It's really easy because we're all trying to find people. So we just need to it's more of a formality. So let us know.
Hey, Austin.
Yeah.
You can just put it this like a competition, maybe like whoever brings in names become part of the committee. Everybody goes out in the world and find somebody who wants to be in the
Or I think it should probably be whoever brings in the most names is off the hook for being asked to volunteer next year. I think that might be, I don't think the incentive is head up a committee. You know what I'm saying? We're doing our best. All right, PAC, anything from PAC? Erica. I totally put her on the spot. Sorry.
Hello, everyone. Excited to be here. It's our first meeting. I'm Erica Lewis, and I am one of the 2 co-chairs for the PAC group, and Jessica Gunn is also online. So I guess she can wave. I can't see her right now because it's just Austin
Hi, guys.
that are visible.
I'm here.
Yes. So we just wanted to kind of give a high level overview. As you all know, we're just getting started. So Jessica and I are still getting our feet wet. Just something about me. I have a kindergartner. So this is really my first year at Southwest, and so kind of learning the ins and outs with PTA and everything else. So yes, I have a son in one of the dual language kindergarten classes. So in December, mid-December, we had our first PAC meeting, and we called it Relax, Relate, and Release. Just given that we were getting close to the end of that first kind of, I guess it's not semester in kindergarten, but we were coming to the end of the year. And so we really wanted to just start building awareness of PAC here at Southwest, but then also, as Principal Witowski said earlier, just kind of check in on people, see how things are going, because it's been tough. It's been different. It's been tough for a lot of people. So just wanted to kind of check in with people and see how things were going, and also share with the families and the parents that were on the call kind of who PAC is and how we are here to serve. So we had about 11 parents or families to attend the first meeting, and that included at least one teacher. It could have been two up there, and then I think Ann or Austin. I think Ann maybe was on the call, so someone from PTA. So we were happy, to have that support and participation. And really our agenda opened with introductions once again, and an icebreaker where we asked people to kind of introduce themselves with their name, their child's grade, and just a word or words to kind of describe life, school in this COVID environment. So as you can imagine, I'm sure if you all thought of your own words, we probably had those words represented. So just wanted to give people an opportunity to let it out, get it out. Charity Gunn, then, who is our PAC advisor, so she kind of oversees a number of different schools, provided an overview of PAC, of the PAC organization for our parents, and just providing kind of the vision, the mission, and really the objectives of what PAC is all about, and once again, how we're able to serve, or what we're looking to do for parents with Black and Brown children at Southwest. A lot of that conversation focused around building community, understanding the needs of parents going forward, and also understanding what type of programming PAC should engage in, or they would like to see us engage in, because the first of this year, we're going to look at kind of setting goals and figuring out what the rest of the year is going to look like. As you can imagine, a lot of different things came up, and just to kind of summarize, some of the concerns or opportunities is around communication. So, parents feeling like they know what's going on, and I've kind of jotted down some notes on different ways in which information is going out from the school and from the teachers. So it may be a way just to figure out what is the best way in which to get information out to different groups within the school. Just talked about education in general, whether that is just an understanding of who PAC is, but then also just keeping our eyes on the curriculum and how do we ensure that it's inclusive and representation matters. I know we hear that a lot now. How do we ensure that that is a part of the education and the exposure that all students have to students of color or just culturally different things. And then participation. Would love to see an increase of Black and Brown families with PAC, with PTA in general. And then just, other opportunities within the school. So I'm sure we will definitely have a focus on participation and engagement. We talked a little bit about our frequency of meeting, and like I said, really our next steps are going to be to take this information that we got and start setting goals around those things for the rest of the year. I don't know, Jessica, do you have anything to add? We talked a little bit about this before. I think I covered everything.
You did a wonderful job.
All right. That's PAC.
Erica and Jessica, I just want to say the same thing to you guys that I said to Sumitris, is if you guys have a meeting coming up, if you have anything that you want included in the scoop or on the Facebook page, please just reach out to us. I'm happy to include it, and even do separate emails if I need to, just to get information out there to folks.
That would be great, because I think that's one of the things that we talked about. Like I said, I'm new, still relatively new to Southwest, so I tend to read my email. I love the snapshot if principal's still up here. So I'm kind of, when it comes to like devices and being online, I am engaged in that manner, but we do understand that not all people are able to engage that way. So, what are ways in which we can make sure that the message is going out in a variety of different ways, regardless of whether you're you're a technology whiz, or like Austin, you don't like to touch stuff, because I'm kind of in the middle. I don't like to touch a lot of stuff. There's some things I know how to maneuver, but I don't want to mess stuff up. So, but yeah, we'll definitely be in touch as we continue in that vein.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And
Austin, if I could just interject for just a second, thank you, Erica and Jessica, for that, and all the committees. If you ever need me or Ms. Flores to be somewhere or to be part of a meeting, please don't hesitate to ask. You know, I know that there's a lot of great work that's going on behind the scenes instead of just at these PTA meetings. I don't mind at all. All you have to do is ask, but I appreciate, it's just refreshing to see new parents and more parents becoming more involved with PTA, and I'm really proud of you guys.
Yes, thank you all so much for doing this. And hi, Jessica. I couldn't tell you were on the call because I'm scared here with the.
Yeah, I love your honesty about your technology issues.
I know. Let's be real. I don't know what I'm doing.
It's okay. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. Everybody here is pretty forgiving, so, or at least during the meeting. I don't know what y'all say later. I'm gonna let Anne do the t-shirts, though I have to tell y'all, I just got a new job and it's at Duke, and I might have to switch over to the Duke instead of the UNC, which I'm just saying, I'm sorry. I know nothing about these sports teams, but I know this is the thing.
So as Austin alluded to, we are going to do our last t-shirt campaign of the year, and we're calling it Turn It Blue. And it's going to be a sort of competition between the Carolina blue color and the Blue Devils blue color. We all know where Mr. Witowski lands, but we want to see where the rest of the school community lines up. A couple of just like details about it. The price went up on Bonfire. So the lowest price, we were doing it at $15. The lowest price we can do it is at $16.21. I put $16.50 just because that seems like a more round number, but we can do $16.21 or anything above that. So if anybody has any feedback on the $16.50 or otherwise, let me know. I was thinking about a launch date of 2/10. That would put them in people's hands in time for March Madness with a 3-week campaign. The 3-week campaign, also the feedback that we got last time we did a t-shirt campaign about having it not end before the end of a month, so that people who were paid monthly had an opportunity kind of after a paycheck came in to purchase. So I think the 2/10 start date with a 3-week campaign puts us in that. The redesign or as is, there was some talk about doing a little bit of an update since we have now sold a few rounds of this design t-shirts. But if folks like it for just this is the 2021 design, then I will not make my husband do that. So does anybody have thoughts on redesigning?
Oh, long sleeves?
Yes, so with these colors, there are not blue long sleeve shirts. So we can do like gray long sleeve shirts, and we are planning to do gray hoodies for
Yay.
Adults and for kids.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hi, can I jump in real quick?
Yeah.
This is Erica Libertor. How are you?
Hi.
I know that you guys have worked with Boosterthon in the past. Have you considered their printing? Because they offer really good prices. If it's an issue of printing, was that the,
well,
that cost?
Yeah, so we've been doing Bonfire this year because we're not in the building.
Yeah.
And so we're not like getting the inventory and selling it to people. Bonfire allows you to just put it out there. People can buy it and then ship it directly to their house.
Oh, cool.
So for this year, we're just like, I think next year we'll probably go back to buying the inventory.
Just wanted to mention that. I know that they're relatively cheap. Just wanted to
awesome
throw that out there, but no, you do
maybe
that.
If you are on the PTA board next year and want to do t-shirts, Miss Erica, then that would be a really great thing.
Bonnie, go ahead. Oh, thanks, Ebony. If the redesign is on the table, out of curiosity, are there thoughts to what that redesign would be or not? I'm just curious personally.
Yeah, I don't think it would be vastly different from like what that little Seahawk is, but maybe just like ditching the computer or like like changing that up a little bit, but not like a big major redesign.
Okay. I was just curious.
Yeah.
And I think if y'all don't want to say right now, but you have strong feelings, then you can email us too.
For sure.
Austin, if I could just add, you know, I love the idea of the shirts, and of course I love one blue better than the other, but I love that idea because there's definitely a competition around our school and around our area. One thing that I've noticed when I've started buying t-shirts for my staff, I had bought just the regular cotton t-shirts, and I was turned on to, for $1 more per shirt, a lot higher quality material. So now we've become a little bougie at Southwest with our t-shirts, and my staff love them. And, you know, so I think in thinking about what the material is, I would even be willing to pay the $1 per shirt each to get that higher quality. I think that will go a long way. I don't know if any of my staff, Ms. Cronin,
Yes,
looks like she's
Second,
ready.
I totally
Absolutely.
second that.
1,000%, yes.
The word
The
bougie.
teal one, the green one, and the red one all day, those three.
Oh, I love that green one.
The old one with the baseball logo across the front?
Yeah.
Yes. It's one of my favorite.
I don't even know if that would be is that a possibility at Bonfire?
I don't remember all of the colors that are available in each different style. There are definitely like higher end t-shirts available and I'm not sure though if they each come in Carolina blue and Duke blue.
Yeah.
So I can do some investigating. I'll keep that in mind. Maybe what we can do is have multiple price points for people. So have these ones and then also have a more expensive t-shirt that's a bit better quality and just kind of have it like that. What do you guys think of that?
I think it's a great idea. When we've done it with two different companies, it was $1 more per shirt with both companies, but the quality was just a lot higher and more beneficial.
Yeah, I can
Awesome.
still wear mine from years ago and wearing it every Friday too, like the red and the green one.
Awesome. Well, I'll look and see, and then we'll keep that all in mind for next year also when we're not restricted just to Bonfire because of being out of the building. And then the last question I have about t-shirts is what is the prize? Like if we're doing like a competition between Carolina Blue and Duke Blue Devils, what happens for the team that gets the most t-shirts sold? Like if we sell the most Carolina Blue, does Mr. Ratoski have to wear Carolina Blue at the school?
Well, then will you give points to certain teams for those of us who wear gray?
Yes, you could like, maybe we can figure out a way to like make a.
Maybe we could designate the points to certain sides.
Yeah.
I designate points for chocolate.
We will take those suggestions as well. In the past, I think one admin who shall be not named has worn Carolina or Duke hats and scarves and lots of things. Certain offices are still decorated with lots of pictures of lovely staff members in a gorgeous blue color. So if you have specific suggestions, you can chat any of us and it'll be in the official minutes. I mean, not the minutes, but our notes, and we can make sure there's something special for the winner.
Awesome.
This is all very exciting. This is I'm excited, and I might, if it's not too much trouble, it might be cool if Mike wanted to do a new design. I don't know if that would have people buy more t-shirts, because if they've already bought one for, you know, anyways,
Yeah.
we'll talk.
I'll see what he can do. He's pretty willing. So I'll see what he can do.
Great.
Cool.
I like that.
And then Spirit Nights, LaDonna, do you want to talk about Spirit Nights real fast?
Sure. With the Chipotle, wait, with City Barbecue, I'm gonna need the school tax ID number? Because I'm on the website right now. So it says I need to organize tax ID. So I guess you can send that to me and I can fill it out. But Chipotle, we have to do it 3 weeks in advance. And I see we in April, we got to pick a date, which one we're gonna do in February and in April. But City Barbecue is really don't have no certain date. We just tell them a date and they can confirm it back with me. But Chipotle, I read is 3 weeks in advance for Chipotle for April. So if anybody want February 8th or the 22nd, either day is better, is okay with me. I just want to make sure everybody's okay with, the 8th, or if they want the 8th, who want the 8th or who want the 22nd. And I don't know if you want to do 2 days, the 8th and the 22nd, or just one day.
I say let's do one just to start, because we can always, it sounds like we could do another one later if we wanted to. So it probably doesn't really matter. Why don't we say the 22nd, just so we have time to get everything together?
Okay.
And I have the tax ID number, so I can send that to you. I can text it to you in a little bit.
Okay.
And then, does it matter? Let's see, April. Y'all, I can't remember when spring break is.
It's the last week of March.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then let's maybe do, you want to do the 17th of April?
Okay. And when you send me the information, I'm gonna do it for both of them. So
Great.
It'll be more than 3 weeks in advance, but they have it on their computer.
Yep, that's good. Cool, thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't think, is anybody here from the SIT committee?
There are a lot of us from the SIT.
Oh, hi.
On the screen. Well, I don't, but our SIT chairs are not here tonight. So a lot of us are team members on school improvement. So I don't have a necessary update. We're continuing to look at our school improvement plan. We just did a survey with staff around professional development and their needs, which was one of the areas that we're focusing on with school improvement. And the other area is communication. So you hear a theme. So along with what Mr. Rotosky said and what Ms. Lewis said, we are also focusing on communication because, we always know we can do a better job at trying to reach more families. And that's the key. So our communication with staff's communication, and admin's communication with families, and then vice versa. So we're working on all of those as our main goals in school improvement. One thing for this team to consider, not to make a decision tonight, but as you're looking at roles and opportunities for parent leadership, we like to have 2 parent representatives on the school improvement team. Currently, we have 1. So there is the opening for another parent leader on school improvement. We meet once a month. And if someone were to be interested, it is an elected position. So if someone wanted to reach out to Austin and let her know, I'm interested in being a part of school improvement and serving on that team, then PTA could possibly take a vote, and we would love to have you. So we love parent voices. We like to have your input, and that's just something to add in terms of trying to find people who would like to take leadership opportunities.
I can say we would vote for you. Whoever wants to do it, we would say yes.
Usually that's how it works in grade levels as well.
Thank you.
But it's and our leadership, Ms. Campbell and Ms. Darty, are doing a lot of opportunities where we're working and it's not just sit and get. So we're doing breakout rooms and we're working in small groups and we're really goal oriented. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, reach out to Austin.
Thank you. All right, staff appreciation. Any updates there?
Hi, this is Erica Libertor. Well, now that we are certain that we'll be virtual for the rest of the year, I can stop sort of guarding the budget for some sort of in-person luncheon. I would like to do a boxed lunch pickup. If that seems like something the staff might want to do. I did it at Githin's last week. We had a okay turnout, but I think it was worth it. We had 23 unclaimed boxes, although people signed up, which was upsetting, but they didn't go to waste. They went to all the bus drivers for the district, so that was nice. Or not all, but as many as we saw. But what I would like to know is, are there any Southwest owned restaurants that we could be supporting in that endeavor? And if so, if someone could email me the name of those restaurants, if there are any at all. Otherwise, Los Tres Portales, is that Southwest owned?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. I love them. I'm sure that would be great. So I'll work with administration for the best day to maybe do like what we did at Githin's is a bus slot drive-by. And it was easy and it was fun. And I think it was really well received. And we used a former Githin student. So I always love that kind of thing. And then just a quick update, I did a little goodie bag for staff in November. Just a little candy, thanks for putting up with us virtually kind of thing. And beyond that, yeah, that's pretty much, that's it from my end.
I mean, I think that sounds great. And I would have never thought about a drive-by pickup lunch. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah, we did just a quick sign up genius where folks got to select the item that they wanted. It was very easy. And I think we got, like 90 people signed up and 23 didn't show up, but what can you do?
Well, I think that sounds awesome. I think we should try it. And I saw Ebony put a little heart, so that's a good indication. This is a good idea.
Yeah.
Thank you, Erica.
Cool. I'll start working on that and let y'all know.
Sustainer updates, y'all can read. We have funded a lot of, this is just the first semester. So this is a lot of stuff. There were a lot of blue light glasses in there. I think Miss Willingham got some really good stuff according to the response that the teachers gave about some of her projects. They really like that. So I'm really excited. It looks like this next go round, we have more teachers asking about continuing ed, which I love. And if we can have, we want to push sustainers. We want parents to become sustainers so that we can do more of this, because it's just going to benefit the whole school. One thing we've decided to update, I think there are a lot of teachers on this call. So just so you know, I'm going to send out some information this week, but we're going to have instead of just a deadline of the 1st of the month, we're going to do the 1st and the 15th. I am also, we can see on this next one, you can kind of see when to expect to hear from us, from the board. If you apply by the 1st, you'll hear from us by the 6th. If you apply by the 15th, you'll hear from us by the 20th. It's usually sooner than that because I'm kind of anal about getting it done. And like, once I have enough votes, I try to handle that. But one thing I do have to a little bit put restrictions on is that I'm only going to sign checks with Natalia twice a month instead of every week, because it gets to be too much. So just know that your reimbursement check might, will come after, if you're in that first round, depending on when you get the receipt back to us. It'll be the first and fourth Friday of each month that I sign checks. So it's not a huge difference at all. It's just giving everybody like clear boundaries or like clear expectations, I think, because we're getting some really good stuff and it's really exciting. And I want more teachers to be able to apply, as well as having more parents be sustainers. It just means we can say yes more. So if for the teachers who are on here, the idea is that you have to purchase your materials first and then we reimburse you, because we can't technically pay for them or give you the money before. We can reimburse Miss Bailey if you don't have the money up front. So it can go a little slower that way, but it's still fine. It's just a few more steps, but it's no big deal. So that is my sustainer update, and I'll send all the teachers more information. So yeah, tell your parents.
Austin.
Yeah.
Austin, hi. Quick question about the sustainers, the projects. I think it was a couple slides back. So are those projects, I guess, that impact the whole school? I saw some things, it was like for third grade or different licenses. Are these things that, like the blue light glasses, the Kahoot licenses, workshops, etc.? Is that for everyone across the school, or just, I guess, sustainers are parents that give money, donate money? Can you help me as a new person? How is this money distributed and to whom?
Yes, I would love to talk about sustainers. So you can become a sustainer and you can donate. It's essentially, you set it up to have money drafted from your account each month was the original idea. But the way we have it set up now is you could do a one-time donation, you could do a quarterly donation, but really the donation can be $5 to $500. So we have a lot of parents who donate a smaller amount, and it just adds up. And so it just comes out of the account every month, and then teachers fill out a form. And so a lot of these projects, they do affect, like a lot of Miss Willingham's projects, they are accessed, the whole school uses them. But then some things aren't, and they're just for a specific classroom, like a library refresh. And so there's a board of 10 people, and we all vote yay or nay on these projects. And so far, I think I've been doing this is my third year. And I think there were, in the first year that I did it, there were a couple things that we only funded half, depending on the amount or depending on how much money we actually had. But for the most part, everything gets funded. So yeah, it kind of ranges. With the blue light glasses, all teachers had the opportunity, if they thought that their classroom wanted those, to get those for their kids. We have them in our house. I can't say that they're used all the time, but like still, I think it's important when the teachers ask for something to try to deliver. So did that answer your question? Sort of.
I'm sorry, we're having a meltdown. Thank you. I'll follow up with you.
Okay. Yeah. Great. All right. So some of these ideas moving forward, I think we would love to help support the fifth grade teachers if they're doing some sort of ceremony. Just, let us know. We want to be, the PTA does not want to plan anything, but we would like to support in any way that we can. So use us as a resource for the 5th grade teachers. The meetings, the engagement meetings like this one that are usually at 6 o'clock will be at 6:30 in March and May. We would like to maybe send some teachers to the Let's Talk Racism conference. So I know that the school has sent some people before. I don't know, maybe admin, we could discuss what that looks like, but I think that's a really important conference. So if we can provide a way for teachers to go, we'd love to do that. I don't know how many, I don't know, we can talk. Listen, Anne put this on here.
So I got this email from Member Hub that they have all these different kinds of fundraisers that you can do. And one of them is an activity-a-thon. And so it's like where different people can get people to pledge, right? So I know in years past, we've done a booster-thon. I know we've done a read-a-thon at the school. So this is something that we could do virtually in conjunction with our book fair in March, if we're interested in doing that as a fundraiser. If not, then I will gladly delete that email from Member Hub and pretend I never read it. So what do folks think?
Yeah, I'd say we could get a little feedback on that now, or in breakout groups, or we can do it via email. I'm gonna be honest, it's been really hard to get people to participate this year, and I'm feeling really tired. And it can take you down a notch. And so I feel a little unwilling to try to push another activity because it's a lot of work. And if it's a lot of work. If there's not a lot of people participating, it doesn't feel great.
I hear you. The thing that I thought was interesting about this one is it lets the kids get involved, like kind of how they did with Boosterthon and with Readathon. But if it's not, I mean, I don't know. If we don't think that there's an appetite for it, then we can just kind of wait till next year to get the kids involved.
Well, I mean, my idea for getting them involved, that's not true. It was Ebony's idea. Let me not take any credit for this, but she is the one that informed us that Miss Sochek's birthday is around the time that we want to actually do our book fair in honor of Miss Sochek's birthday. And so I don't know, maybe let's play around with it, but keep these things in mind and let us know what
So story yoga, maybe what I'm hearing.
I mean,
my 21st birthday.
Yeah,
that's right.
So while actually we're talking about book fair, I wanted to thank you all for purchasing from the book fair. Austin gave me $240 that came from that, and she was very kind of embarrassed because she thought the amount was little. And I wanted to let you all know that's a lot of money. And all of that money goes right back to the kids when I do my free book fair. And next year, when I do it again, all of that money and all of those books are going to be hoarded in my office, and every little bit helps. So thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to thank you all for that. I'll take whatever I can, and the kids will be really thrilled to go home with brand new books. So, and not have to pay for them. I mean, you should see, it's the best part of my year, you know, and there's hundreds of books all over the library and they get to choose them themselves. And, you know, I think that it makes, for some of our families who are having a hard time, who can't really purchase at the regular book fair, it makes, they know something's coming. So everybody's included. So thank you very much for that.
Yeah, we love you and we want you to have all the books and be able to give all the kids all the books. And So that was fun. And I think, you know, we have a better idea now how to do it virtually, all of us, like, so even, you know, people just purchasing. So I think it'll be good. Yes.
And this last item was from Brenda May. I don't know if she's still on the call, if she wants to ask about the outdoor teaching garden and interest in that.
And before we move on,
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask a question regarding the book fair, and are all included and able to obtain those books that are free to them? Because I don't recall being able to be a part of that, or that my child was, and maybe he was, and I'm not aware.
So all the book fair information, you know, it was all
Not the book fair, sorry, not the book fair.
Oh.
I think it's what Miss Suchek was talking about.
Yes. How old is your child?
8.
He's 8. So when did he come to Southwest?
5.
Okay, so yes, every child at Southwest, I do a free book fair in June. And I take donations of free books from Book Harvest, but also from people who send them. They'll literally send them to me. Every time I get free books, I hoard them in my office. And in June, I have a free book fair. And each child goes through and they're allowed to pick 2 to 3 books. Sometimes, and I have to tell you, I don't advertise it, Miss Porter. So maybe that's why. And sometimes Mr. Ratoski and Miss Flores are like, where did you get all the money for this? And it's literally me taking donations from places like Dulce, and sometimes they'll go out, parents will buy me books, Book Harvest, Scholastic sends me books. So yes, they'll come home with like
I just wanted to be sure that the EC kids were a part of that, because I'm
absolutely.
I'm just drawing a blank on ever being a part of that.
Everybody in the school is part of that. Kindergarten to 5th grade, EC. I've had parents come through and take books.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next up is.
Sorry, just real fast before.
Oh my gosh, sorry,
I think that
Brenda.
I don't know if she's still on the call, but she emailed me today and asked, she is interested in spearheading an exploratory committee and like figuring out how to make it happen if there is interest in an outdoor teaching garden by the staff and administration at the school. So she just wanted to have some feedback from teachers tonight to see if that was something that would be interesting that she could start exploring. So any teachers want to jump in and say whether or not that's something that they like?
We actually
real quick again, exploring what? And it's sort of
an outdoor teaching garden.
We actually have a garden. Miss Meyer is really, she grows a lot of stuff. So she's somebody who's really interested in that. She has a hydroponic on the inside, and I think she had beds last year. Ms. Cronin can correct me if I'm
She
incorrect.
does. Occasionally DPS comes in and accidentally kills them all. But when that doesn't happen, the garden is extremely plentiful, and she'll tell staff, this is ready, go pick it. We take lettuce, we take all kinds of stuff. So when DPS allows it to grow, it's really great. And then her inside water tower garden thing is also great. But Val's right. Jen kind of does that on her own.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe what I can.
I think
go
if you
ahead.
connect the parent with Miss Meyer, I think it's a great idea. We also just had an Eagle Scout project, and they just built 2 new picnic tables for our
I'm so
5th
sad
grade
no buddy
students.
lunch, but I saw them.
I know.
Another person
here
that
for 5th grade.
Yeah, another person that may want to get connected with Miss May, and I know she's connected with Miss Meyer already, would be Kim Barrier, who works with our Dine program. And she would be another good resource for that team.
Great. I'll pass that along to Brenda. Thanks, y'all.
Thanks, Anne. I was just moving right along. So one thing, and we had tonight planned to talk about technology if people were having technology struggles, as well as having breakout rooms. Though I think I think I'll put up the questions for the breakout rooms for you guys, for you all to look over, and then email us if you have ideas, because for time purposes, I don't think we don't want to be here much longer. I mean, this is lovely, but you know what I'm saying. So hi, bud. So one thing, our YouTube channel is here. We were thinking about just the struggles of virtual learning. I mean, like, I still can't figure out the Zoom, so I know that there are parents out there who are also struggling. I don't think any of them are on this call, and that's okay. But here are some resources for them. And in the beginning of the year, we had this great workshop. I mean, it was really excellent, y'all. And so our YouTube channel has the tools for parenting through virtual learning up there in both English and Spanish. And I would highly recommend taking a peek at that, because I think we're all a little tired and a little burnt out and a little bit overwhelmed. And so I think the tools there are great for parenting, but also like just communicating with other adults, which is usually the case, right? So, and for teachers and their kids. I'm wondering if anybody has anything that they want to add, or if any teachers have anything that they see their kids or their kids' families struggling with, that they want to bring up, that somehow we can get that information out there, how to help them. Anybody have any suggestions? Okay, so again, just know that we are trying to make sure everybody is connected as possible. Of course, we have to use technology in order to do that, so it's a little tricky if you're having problems. But teachers reach out to us and let us know how we can help. This is the information that was sent out earlier in the week, maybe last week. I can't remember, but I did open it. And here are some of the questions that we were thinking about doing for breakout rooms in order to connect with each other. But I think this meeting was just a bit longer than we expected at the beginning of the year. So if you have anything that you want to add right now that pops out to you, then please do. We'd love to hear. And if not, if you want to jot something down and email it to us, again, we'd like to hear from you that way as well.
I would just like to really quickly thank you, though, for all the efforts of like materials. And I see on here like supporting classrooms and grade levels and like the whiteboards and stuff like that, and all that kind of stuff. I'm so appreciative of that. And I'm so excited to get some whiteboards in my kids' hands next week. I can't even stand it. So I'm really thankful. Thank you, guys.
Oh, thanks for saying that. And I think they're going to really like the whiteboards.
Yes. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I've wanted them since August.
Thank you.
I'm so excited for them to have real whiteboards too. Like, I'm ready.
Yes.
Oh, that's so good. Thank you. And y'all, if we don't have enough, like, tell us and we'll get more. We literally will do anything that y'all ask of us that we can. We just need to know what that is. So please don't hesitate, because this is the Parent Teacher Association. So we want to be working with you to make sure that these kids are getting what they need. And I think we're off to a good start. And I think we have still got some things to go, some ways to go with some good communication. But
Can I interject for 2 seconds, because I know people are starting to have to log off because we're getting close to end time. I just wanted to say, if you open your chat should be 3 little dots, and you should be able to click those dots and drop down and save the chat, and it'll save to your computer. That way you're not trying to open all these links that myself and other people have been adding frivolously. So just know that's an option before you guys log off. It does have to be saved before you end or leave the meeting, just so you know. So you can table it, look at it tomorrow, the weekend, and wherever.
Thanks, Debs. That was helpful. I had no.
I think she
Why
meant
has
it for
nobody
me.
ever told me that in 10 months of doing Zoom?
See, Jessica, I'm not alone.
Where is
You're
it
like-
going to save it to? Where is it going to save it to?
It'll save, so it'll actually, once it's saved, so it won't, like if you click it now, it'll say it's saved, but it won't show up until you leave the meeting. And then when it's done saving, it'll pop up. Mine saves under like documents or like near the scanned, but it's definitely on your computer.
I
I
think you
wouldn't
can
recommend
also,
saving.
I think you can also,
Sorry.
I think
wouldn't
you can
recommend-
also just highlight everything and copy and paste into a Word document, just like you do in any other thing that you copy and paste.
Y'all are so smart. Thank you. Here's some announcements. Also, I do want to say, thank you to the teachers. And I know we have some of our school counselors on here tonight. And I appreciate y'all being here. And, it's been a rough year. And, last week was a little intense. And, the intensity is continuing. And so, we appreciate y'all being there for the kids and being open if they have questions and available to them. And also for the counselors, if y'all have anything that you think would be helpful that maybe you're seeing in some themes happening with a lot of the kids, let us know and we can figure out some different resources to get in parents' hands and things like that might help y'all so you don't have to do all of it. But yeah, thank you. I think, y'all, that might be it. Okay. I can say we can bring this meeting to an end at 7:19 p.m. Thank you all for being here. I know it was a long one, but it was really helpful.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you all.
Thank you.